Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we're playing Honkai Star Rail, gonna do some more quests. We've got a bit of things to do, so if we look at our travel log, we've gotta complete this in a day and 3 hours, we gotta complete this in a day and 3 hours. Like, I don't like how some of this stuff is kind of mission gated, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead, let's hop right into it, starting with the story quest. There's a few updates from the last time we played. We are now Trailblazer level 70. We hit the cap, and honestly I don't feel any more special than I did before, but at least we're at the max level now. We don't have to really worry about grinding out Trailblazer level, but it does kind of stink because it means we're kind of stuck, right? Because with every Trailblazer level you do get some nice rewards, so unfortunately there really aren't any rewards left for us. Like, we get, so we talked to Pom Pom. Where are you? Where did Pom Pom go? Ah, there they are. Okay. So we do the Trailblazer level. Boom, level 70, and all we get is 1 fuel and some other stuff. And then the Star Rail Pass, which is nice. I wonder if we have 10. Because if we have 10, we could do a wish right now. We have 11! We have 11. Okay, why don't we just roll in hot and just do one right off the bat. And see what we get. I don't think we got anything there. I'm hoping we get post-op. Post-op the light cone. Because I'm still missing that. Or if we can get some characters, that's also awesome. It's also awesome if we got... oh gosh, this looks horrible. This looks horrible. Did we only get the one thing? And a Tingyun. Okay, that's pretty dope. We got one thing and it was a Tingyun. Okay. Where are we at with her right now? I think it's E5 for her right now. Yeah, we got E5. So we're one shy of just a full one there. So that was a bad pull because we only got one thing, but that's fine. So we are running on a time crunch for those missions. So let's level up this relic real quick. Who have we been working on? So since the last time we streamed, we worked on a lot of stuff. So our Japard now has a level 80 light cone. His traces are doing pretty good. We maxed out the ultimate. I think we're good here though, because I don't really feel pressure to level up his ice damage. I want to just get this up to 6, just because, but not right now. Branya's doing good. Still contemplating if I want to make a speed Locha. But as of right now, you know, he's been working fine. We like keeping his field up as long as possible. We're working on Japard's stuff here. We got some pretty decent relics. We got like a defense ring. Jeez, I don't know why this has 18.1% crit damage, but you know, that's a thing too. And then we rebuilt our Zila around attack boots with some decent stats. It rolled into crit damage 4 times, which is pretty dope. So yeah. We've just been building our secondary team more so because our main team is doing really well, but our secondary team, we're putting some work in there. We're putting some work. I stopped building Natasha, hoping we'll get links because I think we're gonna pull on the Silver Wolf banner. But regardless, let's go ahead. Let's hop over to here. And then let's keep going on with the story because we've got a ton of stuff to do. I feel like
there's nothing pressing. Let's take a walk.
I feel like those travel log missions are gonna take a minute. So let's go ahead and let's keep going on here.
I understand the difficulties that this world is facing, Supreme Guardian. Belobog's current financial burden cannot be pinned on you, nor anyone else for that matter. However, objectively speaking, since Belobog has existed as an independent entity to this day, its debt cannot simply be written off. Oh, it looks like we have some visitors.
Branya! And Topaz? You're here too? I guess you've already started your business talks. We'll get out of your way if...
It's no bother. We've pretty much wrapped things up already anyway. Please consider my plans carefully, Supreme Guardian. If Eurilo 6 wants to rebuild its connections with the rest of the galaxy, your credit record with the IPC will be of great importance.
You've made yourself clear, Miss Topaz. I'll require some time to consider my next course of action.
Naturally. However, while you're deliberating, my colleagues will need to carry out some operations in Belobog. I hope that your subjects in the underworld are cooperative. I'm sorry our business got in the way of a reunion with old friends. I'll get out of your way.
Is everything alright, Branya? I didn't know Miss Topaz was so... intense. She seemed nice when we met her.
It's good to see you two again. Welcome back to Belobog. I planned a special reception, but I had to deal with an unexpected guest. The lady you just witnessed, she claims to represent the IPC. There's no need to keep either of you in the dark. To tell the truth, I have too much weighing on my mind right now to even think about the Soulworm Festival. Since you've already made her acquaintance, I needn't explain who she is. I'm sure you've heard pieces of Belobog's history the first time you visited. The Legion's invasion 700 years ago, how the Stellaron brought about the Eternal Freeze. It seems that much of Belobog's history from that time was buried deep beneath the snow. Those memories were lost and weren't passed down to the subsequent generations of Supreme Guardians. Topaz shared with me the story of the Stellaron's descent upon Eurilo 6. How the original outsiders stationed here foresaw the impending disaster and chose to leave in large numbers. Among those outsiders were several investors from the Interastral Peace Corporation. Before they departed, they did something noteworthy. They sought out architects who refused to leave, those who insisted on defending their homes. The IPC provided these architects with significant funds to aid them against the coming disaster. It was with those funds that Belobog was able to construct its immense walls. Even the initial funding for the development of the first batch of automatons was drawn from the same pool.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible story. So, does that mean Topaz's business here is to collect a debt from Belobog?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
That's ridiculous! And what's with the timing? What took them so long to get here? If it wasn't for us eliminating the Stellaron, they'd have nothing to collect. It's obvious they're just trying to take advantage.
According to her account, the repayment period agreed upon by the architects and the IPC investors was 280 years. However, less than a century after the loan was taken out, the connection between Eurilo 6 and the rest of the galaxy was completely severed. The IPC deemed that the disaster had caused irreparable damage and that there was no civilization left to reclaim the debt from. As such, they considered the owed sum permanently lost. It wasn't until the Stellaron crisis was resolved that the IPC discovered that Belobog had survived.
And that's when they sent Topaz over to collect the debt.
And the interest. An astronomical amount. I don't even know how to read such a long string of numbers. Before you both arrived, Topaz warned me that if the payments were delayed, the IPC would give her the authority to employ strong measures.
Oh, I had no idea things were like this. Here I was thinking the IPC had come to rebuild Belobog, not extort it. Right. We need to figure out how to help them. The IPC is too big and powerful. Even if Bronya steps in, it'll be hard for her to resolve the situation.
You seem to have a deeper knowledge of the Interastral Peace Corporation than I do. But if the records are accurate, and they truly have a presence throughout the galaxy, the IPC could crush Belobog like a bug if they wanted to. I'm glad you're both here. I know you came for the festival, but now I must ask you and the Astral Express for help. Do you think you could persuade Topaz to reevaluate the situation? The Express's reputation precedes it. Perhaps there's still hope?
Have no fear, Bronya. When a friend's in need, the Nameless will always be at their side. I don't think we're at that stage yet. Miss Topaz seems like a reasonable person. With your silver tongue, I'm sure we'll make some progress.
Thank you so much, both of you. I'm so sorry for dragging you into more trouble. While you're out looking for Topaz, I'll see if I can think of a strategy to deal with the situation. Best of luck, and stay safe.
Man, imagine coming out of debt just to be thrown back into interest. This, as an adult, this hurts me on a personal level. Yo, Zero, what's up? Good morning. We're just playing some Star Rail today. Gonna do some talking, gonna do some missions, because we are falling behind. And by falling behind, I mean by about 3 weeks.
I apologize for dragging you into Belobog's affairs again. But when faced with an entity as powerful as the IPC, we need all the external help we can get. While you're out looking for Topaz, I'll see if I can think of a strategy to deal with the situation. Best of luck, and stay safe. Topaz shared with me the story of the Stellaron's descent upon Yarilo 6. How the original outsiders stationed here foresaw the impending disaster and chose to leave in large numbers. Among those outsiders were several investors from the Interastral Peace Corporation. Before they departed, they did something noteworthy. They sought out architects who refused to leave. Those who insisted it was with those funds that Belobog was able, according to her account, the IPCD. It wasn't until the Stellaron crisis. Thank you.
Man, that was literally like a whole recollection of everything she just said.
Oh, hey! I just remembered. Topaz gave me her number. We might as well just be direct and ask her where she is. She seems like the type of person who appreciates a straight approach. Okay, got it. She's at the museum. Let's get going. We better think about what we're gonna say. She might be young, but she is an IPC executive. She's definitely no pushover.
Whoa, we just teleported. Wait, I saw Pela a second ago. Can we not talk to her?
If there's nothing pressing, let's take a walk.
That's so weird. So we can... It still directs us back there. I gotta admit though, I'm starting to not become a fan of how long these cutscenes are starting to be. Oh, I think this is regarding the
Has
side
someone
mission.
taken that file?
I think this is regarding the side mission we did earlier.
Has someone taken that?
Alright, well that had nothing to do with the story whatsoever, so let's go ahead and head on over to the museum. I feel like usually when they have like an like an actual character like that there, they usually have something to say. But I guess not this time. So let's head over to the museum and find Topaz. I wonder how many more steps we have to do here. She can't be that hard to find. She must already be like pre-rendered somehow. Oh, that's neat. Alright, where's Topaz? There's no way. Where is she? It's like the mission marker wants us to go back. Do I have to speak with... Do I have to speak with March 7th in order to like have her appear? Because I know we left the museum regularly. Let's see. I feel like that's what it's got to be, right? Because the mission marker is pointing this way.
Okay, got it. We better...
Yeah, okay, so you have to, that's so weird. You have to speak with March 7th in order to have her appear here?
Oh, it's you two again. This is the third time today we've run into each other. Why, of course I will. Meeting friends from the Astral Express is always a moment worth cherishing. What do you make of this painting? I'm no expert, but just from the artist's strokes, I can tell it's no ordinary piece. It portrays a certain kind of sorrow, you know? Not your everyday kind of sadness. It runs much deeper than that. It's as if the artist had condensed history into one poignant but sorrowful image. The artist's brushwork depicts several generations' hardships. Not at all. The analysis of an aficionado. I wouldn't take my word for it. The Express has visited many worlds. I'm sure the Nameless have a far greater knowledge of such things than myself. I suppose suppose what I'm trying to say is what I'm drawn to isn't the style in which a piece is painted, but its overall value. Its intrinsic value may only be 50,000 credits, but its added value might push the total up to 200,000.
Sorry for crashing your artist party, but we came to talk to you about something else.
Oh? A collaboration between our two sides, perhaps?
Not exactly. Actually,
Let's walk and talk. This way. Most exhibits in this museum are of little value. But, with a keen eye, it's possible to find a diamond in the rough, so to speak.
Miss Topaz, Bronya's already told us about Belobog's debt situation.
Oh. You two are closer than I expected with her. So, how can I help? Not sure in the arrangement, or...
Help me out here. You know I'm not good at this kind of thing.
I see. I understand. From your point of view, I can see how unreasonable it appears. However, you must understand that debt collection is a big part of my job. I've dealt with cases far more difficult than Belobog's. I appreciate each case has its difficulties, but if I treated every late debtor as a special case, the galaxy's economy would come to a grinding halt. The Strategic Investment Department is well versed in handling such situations. We can offer the debtor various repayment solutions, but Eurylo 6 has far exceeded the allotted repayment period. I'm afraid milder solutions aren't the order of the day. So, I proposed to Bronya. Oops, almost gave away trade secrets there, didn't I? That was a close one. The exhibits here are pretty ordinary. I estimate they're probably not worth much. Let's keep moving.
So you're basically saying the Belobogians must pay off their ancestors' debts.
When you think about it, it's just another part of the cycle of life.
I'm not sure it's as poetic as that.
Wow, look! Is that little critter native to Eurylo 6? It's so white and fluffy. Where can I find a live one? I absolutely adore them. Have you guys met Numby yet? Oh, where'd they go? They must be off playing somewhere. Come to think of it, this little guy's on display here probably means it's already extinct, right?
So, Miss Topaz, what exactly will it take for the IPC to go easier on Belobog? Bronya invested so much just to make this world a little better. And now, it feels like all of her efforts will be undone in the blink of an eye. It's just so cruel.
What do you take the IPC for, Miss March? We're just the same as Belobog's architects. We're all followers of the preservation. No matter what solutions we propose, we will always take the welfare of the people of Belobog into consideration. Otherwise, we'd be no different from the Legion, would we?
So you're saying there's nothing to worry about? But Bronya...
Don't worry yourself too much. The Supreme Guardian is a wise person. She'll understand. But, to answer your question directly, it'd take a miracle. I'll complete the Eurylo 6 project no matter what obstacles I encounter.
This isn't going as planned. What should we do?
I wouldn't waste too much energy on this matter. Why not make the most of the festive atmosphere? Oh, looks like one of my colleagues is after me. My apologies, but I should probably take this. Bye!
She's really casual from someone who's about to take probably hundreds of millions of credits from these people.
So, what now? We spent ages trying to convince her and she didn't move an inch. You sure? I really don't think she'll change her mind. I guess Miss Topaz is just doing her job. And as far as the Express is concerned, I think it'd be unwise to make the IPC our enemy. All these vested interests. It's so hard to undo any of it. They teach this stuff in school. Oh, wait. Did I even go to school? Did someone send you a message? Huh? The IPC are causing trouble in the underworld? Already? Seriously? Topaz was just talking about taking the welfare of the people of Belobog into consideration. And now they're pulling this stunt? You really can't trust these money-hungry IPC suits for a minute. Again? I don't think I have it in me to play the hero today. I guess complaining won't get us anywhere. Let's go lend them a hand.
If there's nothing pressing, let's take
Zero,
a look.
March forgot she has amnesia for a second. She forgot that she forgets things.
Zila!
Hey! Am I glad to see you two here? I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. It's bad. Really bad. Their weapons and automatons are much stronger than anything we have. Nobody's been seriously hurt, but a few Wildfire members got minor injuries. Fortunately for us, it seems like they were holding back. You see those two in black? They've been guarding the mine entrance. They're not letting anyone in or out. Hey! Just because you have fancy equipment doesn't mean you can bully us! Who do you think you are? What's the matter? Got nothing to say?
What's going on inside the mine? Any ideas?
A few miners made it out earlier. They looked pretty panicked. They said the whole mine had been seized by the people in black. These uninvited guests keep talking about asset evaluation, whatever that means. All I know is that they're seriously disrupting the lives of the Underworlders. Who?
We were just talking to her in the museum. Do you think her cronies are acting without her authorization?
The person you're talking about. Are they in charge of the people in black? Hotaz, Pazto, whatever her name is, she can wait. Right now, the most important thing is to free those trapped in the Great Mine. Are you two with me?
Darn you, Potaz.
Hey, you two! Cat got your tongue or something? If you knew what was best for you, you'd get out of my way!
You guys must be exhausted standing here all day. How about you take a little lunch break? I'm sure the IPC allows that, right? What's their deal?
You two were talking to the director in the snow plains.
So it's you! You're the one who was threatening to take us out in the snow plains! Do you even know who you're talking to? If your boss knows to treat us with respect, you'd better start showing some yourself.
I can't let you pass. My team leader said that if anyone gets through, I'll lose 6 months of performance bonuses.
Team leader? You're even lower on the pecking order than I thought.
Shut up! I spent 7 years on a forsaken asteroid preparing to join the IPC. I went through 17 interviews before they finally hired me. What right do you deadbeats have to criticize me?
IPC? Interviews? I don't know what you're rambling on about, but you're really testing my patience. No need to waste our breath on this idiot. Let's do this.
Oh gosh.
Is that all?
I don't know why we're going after this guy. He's just some minimum paid worker right now.
Lend me your strength.
But I guess if we gotta do it, right?
Blade of moonlight.
Sorry, my guy. It's nothing personal, I promise.
This ends here.
Try harder.
Especially sorry to that guy.
That's it? He sure took off quickly.
17 rounds of interviews and these are the best people they can find? What a joke.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I've been warned that the ones in the mine won't go down without a fight. Let's set off when you're ready.
Yo, Victor, what's up? Didn't get notified? I think, did it go off in the Discord? It should have said that I was streaming. Yes, yeah, it went off in the Discord. That's probably a more consistent way of knowing when we're going live. Zero, Celia beating the snot out of customer support. Honestly, yeah, those guys were just trying to do their jobs, and then we just decided to beat the pulp out of them. If I was him, not only are you getting fired, but you're getting beat up. Honestly, though, what a mood. That person is every single person that's not the MCs.
Caught your breath yet? It's time to show these IPC fools who they're dealing with. Right after we finished chatting with Topaz in the museum. Did it take you that long to notice? I thought you were supposed to be the observant one. The quicker we handle the IPC, the faster we can get back to enjoying the celebrations. Let Zila know when you're ready to go.
Ready for action? It's time to kick the IPC out of the underworld.
I have a feeling we're gonna be in mad trouble.
Let's get moving.
I have a feeling we're gonna be in mad trouble.
Hello, it's Mr. Svarog, isn't it? And this cute little girl must be Clara.
Hello, miss. Are you...
I'm Topaz. I've come to have a chat with Mr. Svarog.
Clara, go inside and wait for me.
Huh? But if you have a guest, maybe I should...
She is not a guest. Neither is she a friend. Go, Clara. Everything will be fine.
So, it seems my source was right. Who would have thought that such a strong bond could exist between a giant robot and a little girl? So heartwarming.
You bear the insignia of the Interastral Peace Corporation. What is your motive for coming here?
Straight to the point, huh? I like your style. Eurilo 6. Are robots familiar with that term? Anyway, it refers to the planet we're currently standing on. It's about to become the property of the IPC. No one can reverse this outcome. Not you, not the Nameless, nor any power in the galaxy. I only care about one thing right now. Demonstrating to the shareholders of the IPC that Eurillo 6 can generate value. In the long run, this is a way, the only way, to ensure Belobog's long-term interests. I need your help to achieve this goal.
Long-term interests undefined. Analyzing objectives. Analysis failed. Tell me, emissary, how do you plan to convince the IPC leadership?
That's simple. I'll show you.
This is...
Source code, or to be more precise, source code that is able to take control of all mechanized units in Belobog. I'm sure you're familiar with this. All mechanized units manufactured in Belobog over the last 700 years utilize the underlying systems created by the IPC. The code is so refined that the engineers never saw any reason to change it. I assume you're also aware that there was once a large automaton factory in the underworld. Thousands upon thousands of automatons, enough to crush the Legion's vanguard, lay dormant within. This is my bargaining chip for negotiating with the higher-ups. I'll convince them that Eurillo 6 has a place in the company's long-term strategies. But first, I need a guide to show me where these automatons are buried.
I understand. Your long-term interests can be defined as the survival of civilization at a macro level. What are your intentions for the people currently living here?
Their future has already been purchased. All I can do is make them accept this fact, using a relatively peaceful approach.
I understand. I will assist you with your plan.
Oh, so you're not as stubborn as the rumors suggest.
The future you speak of is beyond my computational range, but my emotional analysis indicates that you are indeed trying to find ways to ensure the survival of this world. Additionally, calculations indicate a 96.4% probability of compliance through force if I refuse to cooperate.
Your calculations are slightly on the conservative side. Here's to our future cooperation. If you wouldn't mind leading the way, Mr. Svarog.
Man, Topaz almost seems evil. Is this a huge story moment? I'm not really sure.
All the miners here, huddled together. Anyone else getting deja vu?
Well, the situation here is pretty similar to when you first arrived. It's just that instead of a few thugs and broken robots, now we're dealing with much more formidable adversaries.
Hey, check it out! Isn't that Topaz's little trotter over there? Oh, what was it again? Numby, right?
What? Isn't that thing a fragmentum monster? She's keeping one as a pet?
The IPC are all about their sci-fi sorcery, so it's not that surprising. Wanna go take a look?
Alright, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Alicia. First of all, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've changed your name since, you know, the Union Cross days, but welcome. Hope you're having a good time, and definitely jump in the Discord if you want to hang out outside of streams. Is it just me, or Svarog's voice sounds different than the Belobog main quest? It sounds the same to me, but that might just be me. I mean, we can always just do a quick search. Let's find out. DC Douglas. And looks like that's the only voice actor for Svarog. So I guess it's the same person.
you two are getting along. What's Numby saying? I should have known. Don't quit your day job.
Look, you guys. Looks like it wants to leave.
Looks like they want to find their master. Let's follow them.
I speak fluent Trotter now. I don't know if y'all knew, but during the time I wasn't streaming, I hopped on Duolingo and learned Trotter.
Help! Those people dressed in black are attacking us!
Oh?
Hey, I'm talking to you. Where do you guys store the Geomarrow?
I really don't know anything!
This place is filled with nothing but incompetence.
Those cowards! I guess they want to do this the hard way.
Low-key, even though the IPC seems kind of evil, because they're like basically, you know, the banking part of this game, like, their uniforms are kind of dope.
There's always a weak. Lend me your strength.
Tedious.
I forgot about Union Cross. How could you forget? It's what the channel was built off of. We don't talk about that, Union.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
All will be revealed.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if they tell us if there's waves.
We shall take back what we lost.
Uh-huh. Looks like Numby's in a good mood.
But aren't they on the IPC side? Strange.
I have a feeling I should fight these guys.
The moon shines on the truth.
Go ahead. Try it. Okay, he has a gun. Okay, that did not go according to plan. Plan B, alright.
Name of lead, will forged in ice. Never falter!
That 100% did not go according to plan.
Is that all? Eternal sleep. The dead return!
Unworthy.
Lend me your strength.
Blade of moonlight.
Let's settle. No one.
Do not concern yourself with the outcome.
Woo, that time I reacted fast enough. I heard March said the same thing about their uniform. I don't remember when that happened, but I could see it. He tried and I found out.
There's always a
It's okay, we're good.
strength.
With Jingliu and Branyo and Luocha, we basically just carried this whole thing. Japard's, you know, honestly, during story quests, I should really replace Japard with
Troublesome.
You chose the wrong.
replace Japard with Pela.
Blade fodder.
Just to burn through like quests faster and stuff and like missions like this.
Do not concern yourself with the outcome.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Can I change my party? Oh, is my party locked? I mean, that's fine.
Look! That big guy down there. Is he the one in charge?
We'll see who's really in charge. Let's go.
Huh? Where'd Numby go?
Wow. For something so short and stubby, you're surprisingly nimble. Well, guess that's that. We're on our own now. Let's keep going.
Bro, Zila is the definition of rough around the edges. Literally just big stick go thwack and destroy everything in path if we don't like it.
Hey, you! Are you in charge around here?
All local. The IPC is currently conducting asset evaluation work here. Local residents are advised to follow those responsible for evacuation to the...
Don't lie to us! You seized the mine by force for yourself. You drove the locals out of their homes. I'm warning you. Get lost or suffer the consequences. Don't you dare show your face around here again!
And who might you be? You have quite the attitude. This is our jurisdiction now. We are all powerful here.
Yeah, we demand to speak with Topaz.
You know Topaz? Interesting. It doesn't matter. The Strategic Investment Department has no obligation to talk to anyone not related to this project. In cases where debtors fail to repay within the set time frame, the IPC reserves the right to skip negotiations and take over all assets. We're simply following the rules. What exactly is your problem?
You know, it's funny how the rules always seem to work in your favor, don't you think? This world's been hanging by a thread, and now you're here to pull the plug on it.
Don't blame me. I'm simply following orders. Do you think I get to make those kinds of decisions?
Save your breath, March. I never held out any hope of resolving this problem peacefully. Didn't you claim the IPC was all-powerful? Well, now's the perfect chance to show us what you can do.
If I knew things were gonna get this heated, I'd have applied for overtime. Anyway, since you seem intent on settling this matter with violence, prepare yourselves for my heavy laser cannon.
Man, it's so funny because all these IPC guys just sound like regular, like, working Joes. You know?
The name of Landa, a will forged in ice.
I forgot how good this game looks every time I'm not watching these streams. Honestly, this game is, like, pretty high quality for me. In my opinion, like, it's probably... It's way better than Genshin, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. Genshin's nice. I think it's got a fantastic world. I heard Fontaine is excellent. But honestly, it's just... It's lost its flavor for me. As sad as that is to say.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Funny thing is, I used Tingyan as Japard's replacement. She's rocking that 4K defense like it was nothing. Your Tingyan has 4K defense. That's pretty good. We demand to see Potaz.
This ends here.
Let's go ahead and freeze this guy. Oh, they had effects rise. Bro, that seems kind of messed up. Wait, it says they seized their performance points? That seems kind of messed up.
Lend me your strength.
Nowhere to run.
Let's settle. Hope you're prepared.
Ready for
Peace out. No OT for you, my guy.
Who are you people? Not even our tech could take you down.
We took down the Doomsday Beast, the Stellaron, and Phantilia. Did you really think you could stop us?
Darn it. I'm all out of ammo.
Sir, we've just received word from the director.
Director Topaz? What did she say?
Teams are not to disrupt the lives of local inhabitants during the asset evaluation period. Teams that violate this directive will have their year-end bonuses reduced by 60%!
60%? We're done for! Attention all personnel! Evacuate the mine immediately! Erase all traces of your presence!
So, Are we all good here, or what?
Yeah. Judging by the looks on their faces, I don't think they'll be back. So, who is this Topaz anyway? She seems to have no problem ordering these idiots around. Or taming fragmentum creatures, for that matter.
It's a long story.
Why did this mess have to happen so close to the festivities? The timing couldn't have been any worse.
Oh, looks like we've got a message. I get the feeling Bronya's worried about something. We'd better go back and see her. Are you coming with us, Zila?
Go on without me. I still have stuff to take care of. The miners need to know what happened here. Bronya messaged you, which means she thinks you can help. I trust her judgment.
Got it, Zila. We'll do what we can to help Bronya out. Come on, to Klipoth Fort!
Nice.
These guys don't look like thieves.
By order of the Supreme Guardian, proceed no further. Miss Topaz.
Belobog might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket. See you later, Captain.
I don't know. Topaz is starting to seem more and more evil as time goes on. You know, for some reason when I pulled for Topaz, the game is bugged. I didn't get her, but her splash art is a small child with a dragon horns and... Oh no! Oh no! I'm so sorry. You know what? That could be Topaz in our hearts. But otherwise, my condolences.
Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express. It couldn't have been easy running all over the city.
That's what friends are for, Bronya. You don't sound like yourself. Is something wrong?
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while. There's just too much happening all at once. Perhaps, but the IPC won't wait for me to catch up. They're moving quickly. Belobog is crawling with their agents. All they talk about is asset evaluation. The silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an order against harassing the citizenry. Still, that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again? We're curious to know what solution she has in mind.
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. I need your advice. Look.
It's...
The contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter attached. Please, take a look at the contents, and then tell me your thoughts.
Miss Bronya, if you'll permit me to call you that, I'd like to share a story with you from my own life. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless cruel. But in reality, we all have a story to tell. As for myself, I was born on a small, unremarkable planet at the edge of the galaxy. A place whose name is known only to the native inhabitants. My home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations in the galaxy, mostly in chemical or heavy industries. Given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. I don't recall the exact moment when it happened, but people started wearing respirators just to walk down the street. All you could hear were the wheezing coughs of the people, day and night. My home was facing its demise. The relatively wealthy chose interstellar migration and started anew. The majority who stayed could only struggle on amidst sewage, acid rain, and dust, waiting for the end. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. In return for their help, they asked for just one thing: that all inhabitants sign a contract which would make them employees of the IPC. 2 years after signing the contract, the dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation and trees began to grow and thrive again. After 5 years, many animals, previously on the brink of extinction, reappeared. When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my home world, and was determined to bring the same changes to many other worlds in the galaxy that were experiencing the same plight. I am writing to you, Miss Branya, with the genuine desire to express something important. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much greater value, such as survival. How many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future Guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? How can you guarantee that a disaster such as the Stellaron crisis will not descend upon Belobog yet again? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. Once you sign this contract, all of Belobog's debts will be forgiven. In addition, the IPC will set up a special team to support the reconstruction of Urilla 6. I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult decision, because you, and you alone, will bear the fate of all Belabogians. But because of this, I believe that you will make the right decision. A decision that will truly benefit your people.
Your words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
That's a really good story. I kind of feel like this third one's the right answer. Because I feel like the goal here is to make Branya a member of the IPC, like an employee. Alicia, life of a FT Pain. I like that. That's new. I've never seen that before, but I like it. Victor, that one guy who goes through 17 interviews to get hired. An entire civilization needs a contract. Yeah, honestly, like, this is like, I feel like you can't enjoy this before you become an adult, right? Like, this game kind of seems like it's tailored for, like, adults who kind of understand what's going on and, like, how loans work, how debt works, how society works, like, very serious topics. But I am kind of inclined to this. Something tells me that something's kind of fishy about this.
I agree. But it struck me as an honest letter. I found the contents quite moving. It's hard to imagine she'd write something like this just to deceive me. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't, and shouldn't, be a decision made by me alone. That thought has crossed my mind, and it comforts me to hear you say that.
Right. I don't think it's fair for you to carry the weight alone. Why not discuss it with others first?
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote, and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. But with such little time, I'm afraid that's a lost cause. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belobog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts. Yes, we need to move fast.
We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the overworld and the underworld, right? Let's start with the overworld. We've got your back. We failed to convince—
Thank you, March.
I feel like we would have gotten something for trying to destroy the desk. If not that, then at least know the story. I only know what I see from streams. So to be fair, actually, I've streamed almost the entire story to date. I'm just missing the ones that we're actually doing right now. But otherwise, we've all done the story through streams.
Well, look who we have here. You and Marge paying us a visit. What's the occasion? Uh-oh. Sounds like something serious is happening. You'd better fill me in. What? How is that possible? I need a moment to wrap my head around this.
Serval, we're racing against the clock. No time for head wrapping.
It's okay. I've thought it through. If it were up to me, I'd sign the contract.
What? Hold on, are you serious? I thought you'd be against it for sure.
Surprised? My reasons are pretty simple. Signing this contract would mean we no longer have to worry about surviving. For most of the residents here, especially those in the underworld, that would be more than enough to persuade them. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up against them. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
All in all, I do agree with Serval. Like, even if Topaz's story is fake, like, I agree in the sense that, like, they'd be debt free, they wouldn't have to worry about, like, basically the IPC, right? Because even if they wanted to, like, this one planet probably can't fight the IPC.
We meet again. How have you two been? Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong. I hope it's nothing too serious. Sounds serious. I'm all ears. Really? You better not be making things up. I wish it were made up. Unfortunately, it's all true. We don't have much time, Pela. Branya wants to get everyone's opinion. Wait, you're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least give me a few seconds to think it over. Okay, I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IPC's conditions. Huh. Okay. Any particular reason? I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur. I care more about those in the present than a future I can't be sure of. If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the engineers and architects who are directly involved in such a pursuit? I see. So compared to a distant and uncertain future, what you really care about is making sure the people around you have a good life. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
I have a feeling it's going to be the overworlders are for it and the underworlders are not for it. And then it's going to become a story about like those who lived the good life in the overworld versus those who didn't live a good life in the underworld. Thus making it like a societal thing, right? I feel like this game is all about like society analysis. Who are we speaking to now, Japard? Japard who got surrounded? Probably not Japard.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. I didn't think you'd be back in Belobog so soon. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and even the Silvermane guards have had trouble dealing with them. Do you need my opinion? I'm happy to help. So that's who they are. It's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there really nothing we can do to assist her?
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running out of time. What's your take?
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. There is no room for compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract? Faced with this sort of coercion, we must resist them with all our might. Surrendering is not an option. You must warn the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall into their trap.
A soldier's perspective is always valuable, Dunn. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion. Did we miss anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just about everyone we needed to. From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's contract. We'd better hurry to the underworld and see what Natasha and Zila make of it all.
We're definitely gonna talk to Zila first because she's gonna be mad against it, but I'm pretty sure Natasha and Oleg are gonna be for it. Just a thought. It's kind of funny, because isn't this where Japard was? Before he got attacked by his own robots? Oh, I have a feeling Oleg's for it.
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? To be honest, I'm surprised you even remembered an old geezer like me. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi. Let me guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere? Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. Maybe I can be of some help. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right. A lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone as young as Lady Bronya.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience. What do you think we should do?
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty plans no longer hold much appeal for an old-timer like me. If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, then I think the answer is clear. Have you considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor, with the added burden of a massive debt. Now, is that something we can manage on our own? What worries me the most is how Lady Bronya will handle the backlash from her people. Will she be able to withstand the criticism? Is she prepared to carry the weight of a tarnished reputation for years to come?
I think so too, but could you imagine having to hear names? Like the traitorous ruler for the rest of your life? Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg. Another vote for the 4 pile.
Victor, it's slightly corny and edgy, but I've always liked stories that tackle the difficult viewpoints of society. Honestly, yeah, I'm a big fan of this, you know? In comparison to Genshin, where it felt like... It did feel like a storybook kind of thing, but this kind of feels like it dives straight first, like, or head first into, like, very serious topics that are kind of hard to tackle. People in Black, Organization 13 mentioned. Surprise! Everyone's Xehanort in this game. You're Xehanort. She's Xehanort. And then somebody's the Master of Masters. Are we getting Clara's viewpoint on this? I'm curious. Yeah, alright.
Miss March, Big Brother, what brings you to the underworld?
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion. True. Don Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age.
Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something? That's complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's alright, Clara. No pressure. Just tell us how you feel about it.
I think if we have a choice for the future, it should be everyone's decision. Because when I was playing with Hook, the moles, and the other kids, we talked about our dreams. Everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, Then doesn't that mean our dreams will never come true? Just taking away people's dreams like that. I don't know. It feels wrong.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us.
I'm still on the 4 team. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but honestly, it's just like, I think Serval had the right idea, right? Like, if they try and mess around, they're gonna find out, right?
If there's nothing pressing.
But I do feel like what can this planet do, right? So it's kind of hard. It's definitely a hard question, but I feel like an adult point of view is just like, you don't sacrifice it just for rebellion, right? Like, just being part of the IPC doesn't mean like you're no longer free. But I don't know, Aaron Yeager would probably tell me something otherwise.
What brings you two to the underworld? And why the long face? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way, it must be urgent. Go ahead. That is a lot of information to take in. Sorry, both of you. I know you're in a hurry, but I need a moment to think.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and... well, if I were Branya, I wouldn't sign it. I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt, we may also incite the wrath of a very powerful force. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow plains than live in a beautiful cage.
Wow, that's a pretty convincing argument. Another vote for the against pile. Thanks for your insight, Nat. All that running around has worn me out. So, the final conclusion is... the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments. Oh, right! We haven't asked Zila! She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners. Come on, let's get going!
We all know how that's gonna end up. So far, I don't really like how the one character goes, "You're right, accepting it would be bad kind of ruins the depth." Yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of doesn't assess the gravity of what's going on, right? Like, literally, it feels like the IPC can just laser the planet, you know what I mean? Like, just one big, giant laser. And then it's just like, well, you know, what did your freedom amount to? Like, I don't know, it's tough, but, like, I don't think it would be the end of these people if they agreed to sign the contract, right? And just like Serval said, you know, like, what if something goes wrong? Well, we just beat them up like we did in the mine, right? Like, at that point, you have to assess if, like, the freedom's worth the fight at that point, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough. It's tough for sure, but I think it's not like they're signing away everything, right? That's at least my thought on it. Because honestly, I feel like this planet would lose more by not accepting it than if they did. Especially, again, you know, big giant laser from the sky. Not a fan.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling alright? You look a little uneasy. Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. But I'm ready to hear it. I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case, I abstain.
What?
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make, and everyone feels differently about it. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. She knows what's at stake. She won't run away from her duty. I trust her wholeheartedly. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. She has to make the final call. Right? I'm glad Belobog has someone like her in charge. The time has come. Let's go fill her in. I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth ministers.
All in all, I still vote yes. But then again, I'm a non-citizen of Belobog, right? Victor, they used to think of the children, but didn't use that argument to go both ways. I hope there's a scene where people with different answers talk about it, so we can see rebuttals. I mean, yeah, I think that's everyone we get to talk to on the matter. So, I'm still pro sign, right? Because like, literally not too long ago, there was the whole overworld underworld thing going on here. But that was like, it's not like the overworld had like a giant laser to blow up the underworld, right? I do think though that if things go awry, then kicking and screaming is not a bad method, right? Because at that point it's like, you know, you gotta assess what you have to gain and what you have to lose. Oh, but while we're in control of our characters, why don't we change up our party? So we're gonna take out Japard, and we're gonna put our Nihility character there. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. Because I feel like this slot is best for, like, based on my current team comp, this is best for a Nihility or a Breaker. But we don't know what enemies we're gonna fight.
Whoa, the fort's packed! I've never seen this many people here before. Oh, jeez, I can barely even hear myself think.
Could you possibly consider this course of action?
Down, will you?
We're doomed! You slander the only language you speak. My words. I support you. Possibly consider this course of action.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict? What do the people think?
We talked to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things. I can't say I'm surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter? I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers? Oh, it's so loud I can't tell what anyone's saying.
It's pretty much the same situation here. Neither party is willing to compromise. The time has come to make a decision. This chaos cannot be allowed to continue any longer.
Enough! All of you! I know what to do.
Wait! I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
But aren't you?
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they come.
Miss Himeko, from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid the current circumstances are quite exceptional.
I understand, Miss Branya. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant intel. I hesitate to call it a solution, but I might have some information that might help. It is my hope that with this information, you will be better equipped as the Supreme Guardian to make a wise and informed decision.
Information? Please, tell me what you know, Miss Himeko.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog is the only way of ensuring the city's survival. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's technology is 63%.
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. The success rate of projects personally handled by Topaz is above 80%. She's undoubtedly one of the most capable people in her field. I wanted to bring these numbers, these probabilities, to light. I think it's only fair that you know all the facts before making a decision. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himeko. This information is of great help. Regardless of how alluring their promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble. As a leader, I cannot let the future of Belobog hinge on a roll of the dice.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think you're making the right choice, Branya.
Astral friends, I have an idea, but for it to work, I'll need everyone's cooperation. I need some time to rally all the residents in the city, and then I'll meet with Topaz again. Please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets, I ask that you do everything in your power to stop them.
Don't worry. Leave it to us. We'll find her. It won't be easy dealing with her, but these two will help me get the job done.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us in our time of need. Not once, but twice. Stay safe, everyone.
Gepard should be waiting for us in Rivet Town, right? Here we go again. Back to our old stomping grounds for another adventure.
Man, I don't know how I feel about that one. Just realized they're obviously going to reject so players get cool boss fights. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like we're going for the spice right now. I was hoping they wouldn't do that, but it is what it is. I feel that, you know? Like, I think it's gonna make for cool boss fights, but I feel like we're like in a realistic point of view, like,
let's take a walk.
We could potentially just get our faces smashed in right now, you know what I mean?
The Supreme Guardian has briefed me on the situation and asked that I assist you in locating Topaz. Ready to enter Rivet Town? We'll go in together when everyone is set. Keep your guards up. We might run into IPC agents ahead.
Destination reached.
Wow, would you look at that? I never would have guessed it'd be here. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they can't be.
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formations.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of Eurillo 6 never used them in their fight against the Legion.
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot. Ask. Don't be shy.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion. Any world that comes into contact with a Stellaron is doomed. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the illusion of prosperity, unnoticed by many.
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate. That is all I wish to confirm regarding this matter. While my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours, it ultimately holds no weight. I am merely a tool, not a decision maker.
If only my colleagues had the same self-awareness as you. Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on. Captain, what do you have in mind?
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks.
Automaton stealth bomb?
I'll explain later. Let's get moving.
Is it an enemy? Interesting. I'm so salty they made a clear wrong choice instead of keeping it in the shades of gray. I mean, I guess at some point they had to keep the story moving, right? Because we could discuss this all night long.
Look, down there! It's the IPC!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb.
I mean, if we're just gonna go to war anyways, we might as well just start beating them up now, right?
Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remaining hidden will increase our chances of success.
This thing's a little awkward to operate.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
You Silvermane guards sure are a righteous bunch.
We're not gonna talk about how we just blew up a salary guy? No? Something about this seems wrong. I bet the homie was just waiting to like get home and eat his like Uncrustables out of the freezer, and then we just decided to blow him up with a like the whatever the stealth thing was. Something about that seems absolutely wrong. They could have had the girl at the end vote for no, and then have the war like now, especially now that you got some angry civilians. Could have had the main war in the small story. That's true. That is true. Maybe, I don't know, I guess it depends on what they're cooking in the grand scheme, right? Because I feel like, as of right now, there's no, like, real grand scheme story we've got going on in this game. It's very, like, you are the Astral Express, do good. That's what it feels like right now.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an IPC field team leader.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm telling you, we could just beat it up. We could just literally go to battle.
Use the automaton stealth. Remember, try to avoid...
It's not like we're standing out in the open, right, Branya?
To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful. Good thing everything went according to plan. This is the road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off.
I feel like the other part of this thing that actually kind of like threw me off was that the contract seemed very one-sided, right? Like Bronya could have just easily said like, you know what? Okay, we'll agree, but under like these conditions. Like these are the terms that we set as a society. Like we don't have to accept this contract at face value. I don't know. That's what another thought I was thinking too.
Mr. Svarog? Are you alright? I hope Topaz and her IPC henchmen didn't hurt you.
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. I have had no conflict with the IPC's representatives. Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, I lack the computational power to provide evidence to the contrary. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be conflicts.
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means. But if it comes down to it, we won't back down either. That's how it's always been.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the right thing, that's all that matters.
I feel like the common theme in just all video games is like, rebellion is the answer. That was like all of Persona 5 in a nutshell.
Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
Oh, see, they even gear us up. They're allowing us to heal right now before we go in. Alright, deal.
Show your courage.
Let's wait and see.
Oh, hey there, slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow! I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Don't underestimate the reputation of the Nameless out among the stars. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Bronya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. But we have very dear friends on Eurillo 6. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himeko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need. I wish. So many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express. The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Hell, Numbie. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Repay.
Wait, she really doesn't think we could take him out? Suit yourself.
Eternal step. Dead return.
I bet their relics aren't even that good.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Tedious.
Enemy target ready for another?
Ready for death. All will be revealed. In lunar flame. Stand down.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Oh, I missed the timing. I thought I had the timing on that.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
Nowhere to run.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Try harder.
Commencing support. Ready for another?
Tedious.
This battle is unlending.
The fact that one of their moves is called team building is like almost triggering, you know?
All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Blade father.
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons.
Branya! You're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves. That would hardly be becoming of you.
I would never do such a thing. There was an important matter that required my attention.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yarillo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common ground through peaceful means.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my behavior just now. It was, inappropriate. I admire your determination, seeing as we've come this far. I've changed my mind. I'll hold off a little longer and see what you have to show me. But remember, winning over the higher-ups won't be easy.
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. The first step was changing your mind. Members of the Express, we'll need your help too.
See, this is why we like Bronya. She's the best. I'm glad she was my first 5-star.
What a dismal sight. This district. Have you been here before?
Yes. This is where we put an end to it all.
And then began again.
That's right.
I wonder if this guard's just looking at this stagnant shadow like, huh. I wonder if I should approach this thing.
Kyle, sorry for the delay. Are we clear to proceed?
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian. You and your companions can proceed north without hindrance.
Excellent. The mountain road ahead is a little treacherous. Watch your step. Let's go.
What is this place? We've never been here before, right?
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to show you is just ahead. Look, the people of Belobog have not given up. We just want to give them a chance. Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there? I thought you might. Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog. I was wondering if there was any information on the engine of creation in your records?
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive feat of engineering, yet there's not a single mention of it in any of the Strategic Investment Department's reports.
I may know the reason why. The engine of creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog, without any external assistance. The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, the engineers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, designing and constructing it.
So what you're saying is the engine of creation was a weapon constructed by the Balabagians themselves?
Yes, but not entirely. The engine of creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion, and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was codenamed the Geological Reconstruction Unit. It was actually given a much grander purpose: to help the Balabagians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former glory, after driving away all those who threatened it.
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generations of Balabagians. Madame Rand was truly an inspiring leader. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me. She's quite the inspiring leader as well.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom was under immense threat once again. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we, Belobog, have the will and the ability to control our own destiny. The outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their decision. They have chosen to preserve this homeland with their own two hands.
I must say, I didn't anticipate this at all. I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Rania. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstances with my childhood. That was a serious lapse of judgment on my part. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But your civilization has persisted through the snow and storms for 700 years. A truly admirable feat.
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll find a way to gradually repay it. But it'll take some time.
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Urilla 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Even if I wanted to overturn it, convincing them would be extremely difficult. Unless...
Don't worry, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the Nameless aboard the Astral Express are willing to vouch for this world.
Fantastic. That might just work. As for the, reports and potential accountability... I'll handle it.
Something about the way this all played out doesn't really make a lot of sense, no? All these people just met today. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Branya's great at convincing people. But Topaz just attacked us like literally 10 minutes ago. So yeah, there's a lot of choice decisions that just kind of seem like the power of friendship saves all. I don't know. Not a fan, like I'm glad that that's how it played out, right? Like, it's nice that the people of Belobog, you know, just continue to do their thing. Which honestly could have potentially happened under contract, except, you know, with resources, right? Like, they'll have, like, the assistants, right? I guess that's why the contract had to be sort of vague, so we as, like, players couldn't kind of assess it on our own. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. It played out kind of weirdly. Is this done? Or is this just some other guy?
I was worried things were gonna get ugly again. A peaceful solution is always the best solution. Speaking of solutions, are they repairing that giant robot? The one we fought against? I remember you took control of it and helped us defeat Cocolia. Miss Topaz is definitely up to the job. She has that aura of... oh, what's the word? Invincibility. Well, we didn't get to enjoy the festivities this time around. But at least we still got to meet a top IPC executive.
You know, I'd heard you and March speak highly of the Supreme Guardian before, but seeing her methods firsthand left me in awe. We should also be glad that Ms. Topaz is the one in charge of the Eurilo 6 project. If it were someone else from the Strategic Investment Department, things might have gotten complicated. That tells me you really don't understand the Strategic Investment Department. Let's talk about this later, when you're back on the Express. You and March must be tired after such an incredible journey. It's time you got some well-deserved rest.
I hope that's not how this, like, fragment of the story ends, because it was really lackluster. Like, I don't even know what are we proving here? That we can work on a big giant robot? Like, I don't even know, like, what exactly happened, because it just kind of seems like she like showed Topaz everybody working together, which is awesome. But like, from a strictly logical point of view, I don't know what it did. Like, I feel like Topaz could have just straight up just been like, oh, this? Yeah, we could have done this in like 5 minutes. Like, this whole thing could have been excavated by the time you like woke up tomorrow morning.
Miss Topaz, you mentioned accountability.
Don't worry, it's nothing I can't handle. There are more important things than titles and ranks. Finding the best solution is what matters most. If that's what they want to do, then so be it. I've long passed the stage of working just for money.
Thank you so much for all you've done. I never thought we'd drag the Express into a crisis again. Much less one that might cause a rift between you and the IPC.
Rift? I wouldn't go that far. Also, it's me who's mostly to blame. I didn't keep my subordinates in check.
This is the real question here.
17? Oh! I think I might know who you're talking about. You could say he's a special case. For most people, the interview process is much shorter.
I'm glad we're able to discuss some lighter topics. Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been through. I have arranged rooms for you all at the Goethe Hotel. Miss Topaz, if you need somewhere comfortable to stay.
I appreciate the offer, but I need to head back and deliver my reports. It's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future. Only next time under better circumstances.
Why don't you head over to the Goethe Hotel and relax for a bit? Miss Topaz and I still have a few matters to discuss. I'm sorry you didn't get to experience the festival atmosphere this time around. I promise, I'll make it up to you all next time. Why don't you head over to the Goethe Hotel? And I'm sorry you didn't.
I was worried things were gonna get ugly again. Speaking of... Right, I totally forgotten. That's the whole reason we came here in the first place. Well, looks like everyone in the city's helping with construction. Doubt there'll be much time for celebrating. Still, look on the bright side. We got to meet a top IPC executive. The trip wasn't a complete waste, right?
This was definitely more like a side story, which is why I guess it's marked with the like this orange one rather than the typical yellow one, like the marker. I think we can actually just teleport here right away, no? Oh, no.
If there's nothing pressing, let's take a walk.
I've been wondering, how did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
Well, you know, keeping an eye on the crew is just another part of a navigator's job.
Just watch, we're gonna get violently attacked in the room again.
March was looking forward to the Soulworm Festival for ages. Looks like she's missed her chance this time. I never thought this trip would be so... tiring. Time for bed.
They got me yawning too.
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking the following disciplinary measures against you. Your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be revoked, including stock options and performance bonuses. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond. If you have any objections to this penalty, you may also file an appeal in writing.
I have no objections.
Understood. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? If there are no further remarks, this meeting is concluded.
You only got demoted one rank? Phew, you dodged a bullet there. Pretty big project to mess up on. Someone must be looking out for you. Oh, they've already left the call. Ugh, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Let me turn it off.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh wait, I guess I am now. My apologies, I'm still getting used to my new place in the hierarchy.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. I told you Eurylos 6 would be a high-risk, low-reward case. Why do you even bother? In our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset. If you're not careful, you'll end up leading yourself down a dead-end road.
Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up.
Wait, hold on a minute. Don't hang up, I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. Okay. How about this? Something that might interest you. While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurylos 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department. That's why he didn't attend today's meeting.
A Terravan?
That's right. The renowned Terravan. One of the 7 board members. He's throwing his support behind us instead of the Marketing Development Department for once. Oswaldo won't be laughing anymore. Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Your antics on such a crucial day can't exactly have painted the Strategic Investment Department in a good light, you know? Since you get the point, let's get down to business. I'm currently at Pierpoint. There's a major deal that could affect the whole department. I just so happen to need a reliable project manager for the job. What do you say, old friend?
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony. What else?
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it. At least someone higher than rank P46.
Honestly, who knows? The family has some pretty questionable characters. If you ask me, doing business with them is a lost cause. But as we both know, the IPC does more than just business deals. Guess it's my time to shine. So, how about it? This is a rare opportunity. Consider it. You never know, you might even be able to make up for your blunder on Eurillo 6.
I'll get back to you later. Seems like it's just one wild ride after another. I hope I made the right decision this time. This snow is mesmerizing.
Alright, looks like we're all caught up in terms of story quests. Oh, is this Pokemon? We do like the idea of getting to the point. Pokemon. Got it. Let's go Pikachu? No, let's go Ethereum Wars. It sounds already like Pokemon. Alright, we're gonna take a 10-second timeout. I'm gonna grab some pretzels and some water. I'll be right back, y'all. Alright, y'all, we're here with our bag of pretzels and a bottle of water. Ready to see what this Pokemon game is all about. Okay. So the things we gotta do are Planar Infinity and Ethereum Wars. And I think the Ethereum Wars one comes with significantly more stuff. Yeah, so we get the model self-modeling resin, which is always good. Whoa! This seems pretty good. That seems really good. What's the rest of this? Chat box? Okay. And then just the regular stuff. Okay. When does this go bad? 1 day and 1 hour. Okay, so I gotta collect that. Let's go ahead and just collect our assignments right now. Is this all story stuff? Nice. Nice. What is this thing for synthesize? Oh. It's like a new recipe, I guess. Yep, alright, so we just got these two to go. So let's go ahead and, let's go Pokemon.
Uh-huh. Who's wilder? And what's Ethereum Wars? A game ad? Using the IPC's cutting-edge ether copying technology, we can record any creature you've seen inside of an ether coin. Just print it out and compete against other players. Let your ether spirits fight for your glory. Whoa, seems pretty neat, don't you think? Right? I knew you were a gamer. Wanna check it out on the way? Awesome! I've heard that Stellaron Hunter girl uses this kind of tech. Maybe we can see it in action. It's at the Rivet Town Plaza, right? Let's hit the road. There's no time like the present.
Alright, here we go.
That uniform. Was it him that texted you?
I knew you'd come! Come on! Let's chat about Ethereum Wars! I've been playing it for 18 years, so ask me anything! I'll tell you everything I know!
I'm trying to see if anything happened in 2005 that this person's talking about. ...2005 is when Gale of Darkness came out.
Yeah! Can you give us an overview?
Why, it'd be my pleasure. I could talk to you about Ethereum Wars all day. Ethereum Wars. The name says it all. It's a collectible card game that uses ether copying tech, and ether coins are what you use to play. Using an ether coin, players can store creatures they've encountered in the form of an ether, and then manifest them as ether spirits to battle against other players. Collect, battle, train, and upgrade. That's Ethereum Wars' motto.
I never expected the corporation to know anything about ether copying tech. I thought that was something only punk lordy and hackers could handle.
Haha, you're right. The technology itself originated from Punk Lord, but with the relentless efforts of the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guild, we've also gained a basic understanding of how to edit ether. We might not be able to manipulate the data of reality as easily as those hackers can, but we're not far behind.
I think it'd be better if the IPC avoided it. It sounds pretty dangerous. You mentioned something about the Interastral Tournament Festival? What is that?
Oh, great question! The festival is actually a tournament organized by the Ethereum Wars Gaming Association at the end of each season, and is open to players from across the universe. Gamers will come together to relax, share tips and tricks, and have a blast playing the game. However, due to Stellarons blocking interstellar routes, the festival was changed to online attendance at the last minute. Nevertheless, for those who insist on attending in person, our offline venue is still open to them.
Sounds like the association really cares about their players.
Well, that's...
Do we have to start an interrogation right now? I know the IPC aren't exactly our friends, but that's not just his fault. That's right! Any idea where we can give it a spin?
I can't believe it! I finally managed to successfully promote the game!
Is it that difficult? Oh wait, does this game suck?
No, of course not. It's just, as someone who's been playing this game for so long, I guess it's hard for those who haven't played it to understand. I swear on my reputation that this game is truly the best form of entertainment out there. I'll take the rap if you don't like it. There's no time to waste. Since you're both interested, let me take you to the festival service hall to register your accounts. This way.
The atmosphere here is so different now. It's so lively.
So you guys have been here before? The corporation recently saw the potential in Eurillo 6 and decided to renovate this old weapon testing ground. Don't worry, you won't find any weapon testing going on here. Now it's the venue for the Interastral Tournament Festival. Take a look. This is where the Interastral Tournament Festival will be held this year. The Ethereum Wars Gaming Association specifically chose this planet to help rejuvenate it and bring it up to date with the latest trends.
Good. Everything is going according to plan.
Is that... Mr. Giovanni, is that you?
Wilder! I was just wondering where you'd got to. And you brought along a handsome gentleman and a beautiful young lady. Welcome to my arena. If I'm not mistaken, you're the Trailblazers, right? So, I presume you two have heard about the Interastral Tournament Festival. Have you come to show off your skills?
Oh, psst! Look at his mask! Pretty cool, don't you think?
Look at me, forgetting my manners. My name is Giovanni Di Giorgio de Epsilon, a humble private trader from Epsilon and the sole sponsor of this year's Interastral Tournament Festival. If there's anything I can do for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Thanks for introducing yourself, Mr. Giovanni di... something something. You seem like a pretty important person. What brings you to this kind of place?
How humorous! As much as I'd like to oblige, this mask is a necessary precaution for me. Let's leave something to the imagination, shall we? Now, let me answer Ms. March's question. As you can see, the Interastral Tournament Festival is about to be held on this beautiful, icy planet. And as the sole sponsor of this event, it's only natural for me to come to the tournament venue and check on its operations. Furthermore, I'd also like to get to know the players of the tournament, including yourselves. One can never have too many friends when it comes to doing business in this vast universe of ours. If you'd be willing to call me friend, it would be a great honor to have you as such.
Wow, weird mask, strange vibes, a little out of touch. But he seems friendly enough, right? Yeah, but he really doesn't seem like a bad guy.
I understand your sentiment. In that case, allow me to show you a little more sincerity. I believe Wilder has already filled you in on the Ethereum Wars, but if you have any questions about the Interastral Tournament Festival, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
Mr. Giovanni, let me take care of it. It's my job, after all.
Don't worry, Wilder. It's only natural that I introduce the festival to my new friends here. You can go ahead and attend to other matters while I show these two around.
Thank you, Mr. Giovanni. I'll be off then.
Feel free to ask me about the Interastral Tournament Festival and the venue. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know? Belobog's weapon testing ground. At least it was 700 years ago. While renovating this place, we stumbled upon quite a few automaton production lines, all covered in thick layers of dust. Several hundred years ago, the people of Belobog tested the performance of their combat automatons here. But now, under my sponsorship, the IPC and the Ethereum Wars Gaming Association have transformed this place into the competition venue for the tournament. In other words, this place is now my arena. That's all I can share about that at the moment. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Belobog's while renovated, but now under... Of course! This project has been approved personally by the president of the Belobog Architecture Guild and the Minister of Culture. As for whether they received the approval of the Supreme Guardian, well, that's beyond my knowledge and involvement. That's all I can share about that at the moment. Is there? Indeed. Have you seen the big circular platform down below? When the championship commences, this space will serve as the arena for Ethereum Wars players to showcase their skills, and where they'll vie for supremacy. During the festival, you'll have the chance to mingle with players from all over the universe, share experiences, level up your ether spirits, and challenge each other. Ah, yes, my Apologies, I should have mentioned this earlier, but because of the well-known Stellaron problem, many players won't be able to attend in person. So it's likely you'll mostly encounter familiar faces during the event. It's simple. First, you need to register your account at a terminal in this festival service hall. Oh, you haven't created one, correct? After you've successfully created and registered your account, I'll delve into all the details of the festival. But for now, you'll have to deal with the suspense for just a little bit longer. You've certainly got quite the active imagination. Rest assured, I'm just passionate about gaming. I love observing how players compete and cooperate with each other. I have no hidden agendas, I can assure you of that. I swear on my reputation and my mask.
Actually, I have a question. You've been explaining a lot about the venue, but I'm still confused about the game. Can we actually give it a go?
Why, of course, not a problem. I'll make an exception just for you. You can borrow my ether spirits and experience the thrill of battle. What's all the commotion?
Hey, twerp! Hand over that coin!
Oh, you little brat! Who said you could touch this?
But this is mine. I found it on the ground.
Hey, that's enough! Picking on a kid, are we?
Outworlder lady, careful. They're dangerous.
Don't sweat it. Leave them to us.
I say, my IPC friends, I can see how captivated you are by that coin. Am I right in assuming that you're also Ethereum Wars players?
Where did that masked dude come from? And what does it have to do with you, whether I'm a player or not?
Exactly! What's it to you? Sneaking around with a mask on? You must be some kind of creep.
What I'm getting at is this. Since you're both players, why not have a showdown to settle the matter? Following the proper rules of the game, of course. But instead of this young boy, I propose that this gentleman and Miss March be the challengers. If they lose, the coin will naturally become yours, and you can do as you wish with it. But if you lose, I would kindly ask that you gracefully accept defeat and refrain from causing any more trouble in my arena. Are we all in agreement? I wouldn't advise it. Violence wouldn't make for a very interesting outcome, now would it? Let's all agree to keep things peaceful and enjoyable.
Mr. Giovanni's right. Now's our chance to check out this game and see if it lives up to the hype.
Here are a few beginner-level ether spirits for you. They'll help you get the hang of the game's pace and rules. If you have trouble handling these beginner spirits, it might indicate that this game isn't the best choice for you.
You've got some nerve.
You're in for a rude awakening. Prepare to face the might of Topaz's support squad!
We have many feelings about everything that was said during that, like, super-de-duper long cutscene. First things first, Giovanni, are you kidding me? Right off the bat, they're just like, we're just gonna name this guy straight after the guy from Pokemon. Honestly, if any of these spirits that he has involves a cat of any sort, or a dinosaur of any sort, we're kind of on the purple track right now with this right here. Seems a little too sus, right? And then it feels like these two people we're about to fight are a very prepare for trouble kind of gang. So that's why I'm like, I'm curious. Will the Pokemon stuff just be in the game from this point forward? I believe this is a limited time event, but you can always go back to it. They must really care about their players feels like a jab at Nintendo and their awful support of esports. That's true. I think they actually don't. Whoop. Drop my bag of pretzels. But I don't think actually Nintendo does much to support esports, right? Whether it's Splatoon or even Super Smash Bros. As far as my knowledge recollects itself. Alright, anyways. We're preparing for trouble. They're making it double. Let's go to work.
Here's a taste of our full strength.
Digging the soundtrack, though. Oh, I messed that up. That bounce actually just hit the other one a lot of times. But also, I don't think you're allowed to throw this match. You're just way too strong.
Sure showed those troublemakers who's boss. Are you okay, Eric?
Thanks, Miss March. I'm fine.
I was wondering the same thing. Why would they pick on someone half their size?
I don't know. I just found this coin on the floor.
Based on the appearance of the coin alone, it's difficult to discern any significance. As for who it belongs to, that's also a mystery. Didn't they mention something else? Topaz?
Yeah, they mentioned Miss Topaz. What's that all about?
Oh, I know. They said they were members of Miss Topaz's support squad. They said they'd gather the strongest ether spirits from across the universe and give them to her, so she could win the tournament.
Huh? Would Miss Topaz stoop so low? I can't believe she'd be that desperate.
I think there must be some kind of misunderstanding. I have had some interactions with Miss Topaz, and this doesn't seem like her way of dealing with people.
I suppose that means this coin doesn't belong to Miss Topaz after all. I wonder whose it could be. It doesn't seem to have any info on it.
Indeed. There is no information on the ether coin that could help us trace it back to its owner. It seems returning it to its rightful owner will be quite the challenge.
I think it'd be better if you kept it. I have no clue what this is or how to play that Ethereum Wars thingy. I bet you guys can find a better use for this coin than me.
I see. Well, when you put it that way, looks like we'll hold on to it for now. What do you think, Mr. Giovanni?
I have no objections. After all, trading and training are all part of Ethereum Wars. I say, why not put the coin to good use?
It's settled then. I need to go home now. My dad's still waiting for me.
He just wandered off. Maybe we ought to take him home? What if he bumps into more IPC goons?
Oh, no need to worry. The majority of the IPC's employees are quite professional. Wouldn't dream of tarnishing their company's reputation. Now, I suggest that both of you summon the coin's ether spirit. After all, it's the first one that you've truly acquired for yourselves. It'd be nice for you to get to know each other, don't you think?
Oh, you're right! Let me see. How does this coin work again? There we go! It's a warp trotter?
A warp trotter? This is quite a rare ether spirit, but they're not very powerful. Why would those IPC folks be after it?
Looks like the little guy's scared. What do we do? What do we do? Did we do something wrong?
Don't worry, Ms. March. It's likely the warp trotter is just naturally timid. I must say, though, this one is a bit peculiar. Ether spirits are usually just digital representations of creatures. They shouldn't possess any specific traits. According to their programming, ether spirits are supposed to obediently follow a player's commands and faithfully execute their instructions. Which doesn't seem to be the case right now.
So what now? Maybe you could try giving them a command? Looks like it didn't work.
I see. They're likely acting this way due to some sort of data anomaly or discrepancy. It would be best to report this issue to the Ethereum Wars project team, so they can address it accordingly.
But wouldn't that mean getting rid of them? No way! We can't hand them over to the IPC. Let's just keep them, okay? Awesome! I knew you wouldn't abandon such a cute and defenseless creature. Alrighty then. Let's take this little fella with us to the festival. Now I think it's time we came up with a catchy name for them. Got any good ideas? I'll lend you an extra brain cell.
I want to name it Pikachu.
No problem. Take your time. No problem. Take your time.
Aw, man.
No problem.
I'm caught between Trotter Lord and Bubbles. I like Bubbles. It's like the right amount of undermining followed by the correct amount of revenging, right? But Trotter Lord sounds pretty good too. I like bubbles. It's just so left field.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it. It's up to you. Do you want to try something different? Oh, look! They're reacting! Seems like they really like this name. Alrighty then. Even though I don't know where you're from or how you got here, let's go and win that tournament! Of course, it'd be even better if we could unravel the mystery of your past along the way.
Well, isn't this a delightful turn of events? Now let me show you how to navigate the Ethereum Wars player terminal. Right this way, please.
And this is a long cutscene just to show us how to play this game.
This is the Ethereum Wars player terminal. Give it a try.
It seems kinda complicated. Have you got the hang of it yet?
Yeah, basically you go to gyms and then you fight the Elite Four.
Pretty impressive. So if we encounter any problems, we'll know who to turn to for help.
To participate in the tournament championship, make your way to the various victory zones and increase your victory rating. Complete the trials in each victory zone to earn all of the mastery marks. Please excuse me if you may. I have a few other facilities to inspect to ensure the festival runs smoothly. If you have any problems, the staff at the service hall will be more than happy to assist you. I wish you all a memorable festival. Farewell for now, dear friends.
Okay, looks like we've learned all the essentials. Let the fun begin! Let's head towards the first victory zone. Corridor of Fading Echoes.
This is Pokemon. This is just super Pokemon. So basically we gotta fight all four. And there's even people with light sticks in the background. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to do this on my own time because it's getting kind of late for me. Okay, this doesn't seem too hard. It's funny though, because even though we're on this one, I still actually haven't completed this one at all. Even though this one was the one before it. Nice, okay. I think once we get this, I think we choose Serval. Yeah, because that would give us E6 Serval, and that's basically a Jingyuan, like, lightning DPS, and that's exactly what we need. Alright, I think with the very little consciousness we have left, we go here, and we see what this is all about. Because right now, I'm running on fumes, y'all. Just barely conscious right now. Uh-oh. Okay. So it kind of just seems like we're doing like small sim universe kind of stuff, right? So why don't we just go in with like our full regular team here. Actually, no, wait. If this is going to be like a sim universe kind of thing, we should probably bring a preservation unit. Alright. We're going to run through this a little bit, kind of see how it goes, and then work off of that. Victor, you're off for the night? Alright, no worries. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. I'm going to see what this is all about. Okay, so this is basically Sim Universe. Like, it honestly doesn't sound any different at all. Do we still auto fight and everything?
You chose the wrong enemy.
A will forged in ice never falters!
To guard and defend, crush them!
The dead return!
I know that the regular Sim universes take a while, so I'm kind of hoping that this one's going to be just a super fast, like maybe even one battle kind of idea. Oh, it's over from now. Alright, I think I could figure the rest out from here. So with that being said, I'm going to call it here because I'm getting extremely tired. But thank you all so much for joining. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. If you'd like to join my Discord, kind of talk about everything that's coming up. I'm still kind of thinking about missing link stuff, what to do with that. Or if you want to talk about Star Rail, if you want to talk about your pulls from Genshin, if you want to talk about anything, go ahead, just hop in the Discord. It's right down there. Just type that into your URL and you should be good to go. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.